I'll keep you on. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, so excited. Our own Amanda Savage is our guest today. I'm super excited because we have not really heard her whole story in a while. And I know, kind of like a lot of us, when you've been here for a little bit, comes with a lot of twists and turns. So I'm very excited to introduce Amanda to y'all. Happy June, by the way. We're almost into July. Can y'all believe it? Literally just around the corner. So I hope you're working the promos that Lavelle keeps busting out to us, and really don't give up with the end of the month just around the corner. All right, Amanda, go ahead, girl. I'm going to just hand it over to you and just share with us where you came from, how you found Thrive, and start with your Thrive story.
Okay, so let's see. 2017. So we're going on 6.5 years. 6.5 years ago, I was in a place. I'd previously been in another network marketing company, but I was really burnt out. I had, no experience prior to joining that first company. And I literally, I was working full time as a nurse. I was like a lot of people where I was working so much, I wasn't seeing my kids. I didn't have extra money left over. And anyways, in that first company, in the first run with, this industry, I didn't do great the first few months. People just kept on kind of coming in and dropping off. But I really started to get consistent with my actions, because I would, instead of like, I set small goals. And I always tell people when they come in to something like this to set those small goals of what you want to accomplish first. So for me, on that first run, it was like I was working full time and I was working a PRN job. So I just wanted to be able to leave that PRN job and drop down to just my full-time job. So I would have extra time with my kids, but make up the income that I was having from those extra hours. And that was mainly the goal, was to put extra money in my pocket and accumulate more time with my children. So at the time, my kids were 2 and I think 9, 9-ish or so. And I literally was like, okay, how do I do this? And that summer, I had joined the industry in like March of 2013. By that summer, I got to my first event, which is why it's so important to get into a room. Anytime you see a local or anything like that, it was like, that's when it became real to me that, hey, these are real people. I can do this. Like, if they can do this. So then I started really laying out, kind of like, that's when I hit my 4K rank, right? That's when I finally hit my 4K rank, is because I got serious. I sat down and I was like, okay, what do I need to put down? And I want to put that out there for every single person out there that hasn't been 4K yet. Same mindset, right? It's like, what do I need? And, that's like, okay, if you help 2 people go VIP 1600, and then you help one other person get started and they're on their way to VIP 800, or you include your pack in that or whatever, you are literally going to be, just getting your customers, you're going to hit that 4K rank. And right now, with us having the double QV, I want every single one of you guys to put that mindset in, going into the last, 10 days of the month. That is doable and it is possible. So please do not count yourself out yet if you've never achieved that rank, because yeah, you can do it. So anyways, that first year, I was hit with every challenge you could possibly imagine. Our company, like, the computer system went down. You couldn't place orders. I was kind of trying to learn to balance working, being a mom, and fitting in my business. So I realized, like, very early on, that I needed to work these hours consistently. So when my kids would go to bed, that's when I mainly focused. On my days off, I would work a little bit more. On the days I had to work, I worked 13-hour shifts. So it was like just kind of fitting it into those nooks and crannies. I went to my first conference at that year mark. And that's why Thrive Palooza, you guys, is such a huge thing. I went there, and just like the local that I had gone to, and I realized it was real when I got to Thrive, like my first conference, our Thrive Palooza. I seen in the room, I looked around, there was probably about 10,000 people in there. And anyways, the most powerful part is I was sitting in the back of the room, and I remember watching these people on stage, and talking about being in the position that I had currently been in. And that's when it hit me, like, if they can do it, why can't I? And I remember walking out of that conference center in Tampa, like, I had two girls that went with me. One was a coworker and one I had gone to high school with. And both of us had, or all three of us had never really known anything like this before. You know, we just knew about the hustle and grind of working, going to school, and so forth. Anyways, we talked to everybody. And when I got home, I talked to everybody. I literally sent out messages, texts, like, back then, you guys, Instagram, you couldn't message people. There was no Facebook lives. You had to record videos and they were awful. Like, I look back on some of those videos I made, oh my, they were awful. But I got consistent every single week. I was trying to get in front of new people. And that was like one of the most powerful things I want to tell each of you guys right now as you're starting your business, or you're relaunching your business, or you're just finally saying, you know what, I'm going to do this, is always trying to get in front of people that need what you have, but also know what it is that you're offering, right? So, like, you want to make sure people know that there's an opportunity that they could have more time at home, that there's an opportunity that they could make up that extra money. So anyways, I'm going to fast forward to how I ended up with Thrive. So I had a good spin there. I set those small goals. First was to leave my PRN job. Then it was to go casual. I hit that casual spot at 15 months into the industry. But you guys, I ran. I didn't have this massive network. I just focused on how to get in front of the most people, where I was gaining the most traction. And where I gained the most traction at that time was Instagram. So that is where my primary focus was. I still posted like on Facebook at the time, but I was getting a lot of like new customers, new promoters, and so forth on Instagram. So that's where my main focus was. And I want to encourage you, wherever you are getting that main traction at, that's where you want to put most your focus, and then drip other places, still connect, still follow up. So anyways, I hit some bonuses, ranks, whatever. Next mission was, after I came home and after I came casual, was to get my husband at the time home. And my dad was really having a lot of health issues. So I wanted to be able to move him closer to me. He was on supplemental security. I knew he wasn't going to be able to afford it. So if I could just pay enough for his rent to be closer to me, it would help him health wise. Well, lo and behold, I had no clue that my dad was going to get diagnosed with cancer very shortly after moving close to me. And thankfully, this industry allowed me to be home with him, to be home with my kids, to be able to take him to all of his appointments. And fast forward 6 months later, he had passed away. And when he passed, that's probably about the time I started to really experience this place where my mind wasn't working, that led into my burnout. And when I decided to walk away, I honestly didn't know this industry was going to be for me anymore. I was a nurse, you guys. So, like, seeing my dad pass, trying to return back to nursing when I was burnt out and working nonstop. I remember one of my very first patients passed away. I left at 11 p.m. that night, and the patient I had been taking care of up to that point ended up passing away at like 5 a.m., the exact same way my dad passed. It was like major PTSD. It was in that moment that I knew that I did not want to be at the hospital full time, but I also knew that I was really struggling to show up in presence on social media. And if you've ever gone through something, it's hard to show up bubbly and excited about life when you are going through sadness and a lot of really hard times. And I'm going to tell you guys, the longer you are in this industry, the more you are going to see we go through life together. And Chas says that all the time, but it's so true. So I was kind of on my way out the door. I didn't have my passion, didn't have my excitement, didn't really know how to put that out, but I was also working a job at the time that was just, I was not happy. And I was right back, it felt like, to square one where I was, those years before when I started. A friend of mine reached out to me, and this is how I was introduced to Thrive. And I'm going to tell you, I had seen Thrive. I had worked with coworkers that sold Thrive. I had seen people posting about it for years, but I was kind of taught in my first business, and that's why I never discredit or count anybody out, even if they're a hater. Okay. I posted, you guys, the most horrendous things. I called it a crack patch. I was like, your heart's gonna explode. I mean, there's screenshots. There's screenshots of me saying this. Okay. I was uneducated. But anyways, a friend reached out to me and she was like, listen, I said I was done in this industry too. But Amanda, you know me, and this friend was not on my team. She was a sideline of mine in my previous business, but I trusted her and I loved her. And we had ran towards our goals right beside each other, fighting to hit that next rank in that journey. And anyway, she was just like, listen, you stubborn ass. She was like, if I could get you on a call, if you'll get on a call with this person who I had followed in my previous business. So she had some credibility that I saw leadership wise that it sparked my attention. So they said some key words on that three-way call that I agreed to as a favor. Okay. I got on this call as a favor just to hear her out because I was at rock bottom. I didn't know. So three-way calls are very powerful. Let's put it that way, right? The voice. If it would have been in text, I don't know that it would have been as powerful, but hearing her say things that I desperately needed, sleep, just being able to move her body, having energy, being happy, wanting to get up and go. You guys, I craved that stuff because you have to remember, I was at a place where I was burnout. I was sad. I had just gone through loss. I felt like I had failed my family because when I was going through all of that, I had some major setbacks and people, because I couldn't show up and I was always that leader that I was the head of the class, right? I was the one running the events. I was the one, the face that would run lives and all of that stuff. Okay. I would run parties every week. I was like lead by example leader. So when I had to kind of pull back and I couldn't show up in those same ways, and I didn't really teach layered leadership because I didn't really know it, things started to fall apart. And people just got burnt out, you guys, because sometimes that happens too. If you're stagnant and you're not having a lot of growth and you're not really pushing and you don't have somebody, and you need to be that person for yourself that pushes you. That's why I always say motivation is fleeting, right? You've got to set new whys all the time because that's going to be what gets you up to go. So anyways, I said yes to a sample. I said yes to a sample, and I said that if this sample makes me feel the way that you are saying, then I'm game. I'm game. I will do this, because they also said some key factors. And I want to stress these because I think people really underrate these things. And it's exactly why I'm still here today. Okay. My customers could thrive for free. My promoters could thrive for free. My promoters coming in, which is when you're going to create that most momentum and most excitement and those instant wins. First of all, 2 customers get their product for free the next month. Second of all, at the time we didn't have VIP 400, they were already halfway to their first bonus. And they could get, if they hit it by Sunday, they could get paid on Tuesday. My first business, you only got paid once monthly, and then you would hit like fast start bonuses. You could get paid on Fridays. Here, we got paid weekly. Well, you guys, a lot of people don't get paid weekly. That's a huge, powerful tool, right? So I realized, okay, I can help people win constantly. So if I just focus on helping my customers get 2 customers, and a lot of people come up with this, and every single one of you guys, this should resonate with, you will get people that want this, but they say they don't have the money to do this, right? So every one of these objections that I'm about to say, you guys, you're going to hear, all right? I don't have money. I don't have time. I don't know enough people. Well, if we can help fix all of that, right? You don't have to have money. You can get your first customer to qualify with, for you to actually get products and for you to be commission qualified. So I came in I tried those products the first day, you guys, right? That they came. I loved everything that they said to offer, the instant bonuses, the fact that we had it laid out for us, right? We didn't have all of the tools that we have now, but literally that VIP bonuses were right there in front of us, and every single person coming in could do it. It was laid out. This is what you need to have: 2 customers, 2 promoters, 4 customers, 4 promoters, and this amount of volume in the first 2 weeks. And then Canadian, because I joined a Canadian, had 21 days, right? So I just set myself up, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on. And there were some rank advancement bonuses at that time. To be honest with you, I aimed high. I said, okay, I'm going to the top. I did not even say I wasn't going to, what if or whatever. It was like my enroller. All right, let's go 200K. Like, I swear to God, neighbor can be our vouch for that. My enroller and I, the moment we signed up, it was balls to the wall. I'll race you to 200K. And I know that sounds cocky. To look back and say, because I was so in a bad place, it's amazing to me that my mindset said, nope, we're going 200K. I'll beat you there. Right. So it was a race for 4 VIP 800. It was a race for VIP 1600. And while I was racing next to her, I was racing against myself. I wanted to hit these things so fast. Day 1 of sampling, every single person on here, when you sample somebody, this is what, if they want to be a promoter, this is the key factor of gaining excitement right out of the gate. Day 1, I went live. Now, they don't have to go live, and not everybody's going to be as bold as I was, but I had big goals, and I needed it. I needed to pay for my dad's funeral because I was making payments on it. He had no life insurance or anything. I had fallen so far behind on things. I needed to hit ranks. I needed to hit bonuses. My why was huge, and I needed to prove to myself that I could do it. Now, when I decided to resign from my previous company, I want to tell you guys, I had told nobody. Nobody knew. My team was flat. They were not signing people in my previous business. They just were checked out completely. Nobody was getting on calls. Nobody was really working their business. And it was just, it was in a bad place. So the day that I resigned, I got a lot of messages from people in upper leadership. You need to turn that around. I had no clue why they said that. I wasn't on their team. Why would they say that? Well, I'll tell you why. They knew something I didn't know. And what they knew that I didn't know was that when I'm excited, I share and I talk loud and I get excited, and it just ripples to everybody. Okay. So the moment I went live and I said, holy crap, like, I was sad. I resigned. I did not mention I was joining Lavelle, but I, resigned from my previous company. And the next day I hit the promoter button because the moment I tried this, I knew, holy crap, wow, I can feel my vitamins. I never had felt my vitamins, you guys, and I'm a nurse. Like, I never knew you could feel vitamins. And so that afternoon, and when I hit that promoter button, I told everybody, I was like, you guys, I feel incredible. I feel amazing. Everybody needs to try this. I was selling samples. I literally, the promoter pack, and I'll tell you, I bought a 200 pack. I did not buy a 400 pack. My first pack. Okay. I had all of it sold within my first video, because I was literally get people on Thrive. That's what I was taught. Get people on Thrive, get 100 free customer accounts. Like, that's how I came in, and that's what we were told, right? And there was this paper, I remember, and it was get 100 free accounts. And I was like, oh my, I'm pretty sure it's the paper that Tony was given to be able to order her, actually be able to order an upgrade pack when she first got started. So it was like, my mission was, all right, just get free customer accounts. And then if somebody is interested, get a sample out to them. If they're interested in becoming a promoter, let's get them rolling. Let's get them started, right? So as soon as I went live, I focused on sharing how I felt. how I felt before and how I felt currently, and why I thought everybody needed this. And that is the key factor. People that are coming back, people that haven't shared in a while, and you're like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to post. Your energy speaks for itself, you guys. What you put out there speaks for itself. So I did have a little bit of a following because I, just my personality and so forth. So I had built up a little bit of a following. So people, of course, reached out to me and asked me. I had that know, like, and trust factor. Okay, you guys, because I had showed up consistently. That's why it is huge to show up consistently. The normal person that joins is not going to necessarily have the same story as mine. And that's why never compare your journey to the next person's, because you have to remember people have different jobs, backgrounds. People are going to trust people differently. It's going to be all a matter of how you present it and how you're going to be consistent along the way. So, people had seen me fall flat. They saw me not have any energy. They saw me not being excited. So the moment that people saw me be excited, be loud, be confident, I was confident in the fact that I could help people, because, man, you guys, people can't join companies for free. People can't join as customers for free and get referrals. And I knew if I got samples in people's hands and I shared those referrals, and I still do this with my customers now, they say, I don't have money to order. Okay, great. Let's get a sample in your hands. Would you be willing to share the sample, how you feel? Then they can get their referrals, right? And then I do the work because I'm the promoter. I have them tag me in how they're feeling. I do this with all of my customers, but not everybody's going to be willing to share that. But if they are, and I will say this and I will say it loud over and over again, if a promoter joins and they don't have money, are they willing to share and get themselves thriving for free? If they are not willing as a customer or a promoter to share, then they're not willing to put in the work to get their product for free. So why should they get the reward of getting it for free? Right? But if they are willing to put it out there and share their testimony to change other people's lives, then by golly, I'm going to help them. I will talk to their friends. I will talk to their family. I will make sure they have their referral links, and I will do the work behind, they're exposing their network to me. So now my job, as they share their testimony, is to help them get their product for free. So that is the key factor, making sure those people get signed up as a free customer, make sure I do my job with sharing what it is, how I can help them, having that count, making sure they get samples, but really being that person that is the link for the customer, right? If your customers are not willing to share, then, like I said, it's hard. Now they can share, you guys, in our cloud office now for customers. If you see this, there is a place that customers can invite their friends. They can refer their friends. So just like we have that invite customer button, your customers have it too. So if you did not know that, now you do. So if they have their friend's email, they have whatever, they can send them a message or a referral like, hey, this is what it was that I was talking about. Because sometimes we talk about it, but we don't actually share it. So just know that your customers, if they're not as bold about sharing, tagging people, they can always send that to their friend that way. All right, Amber, I could keep on talking. I'm going to stop for a second so you can actually ask me questions and I can help people, because I'll ramble.
Okay, so I want to touch on a couple things. One thing that really, really stood out when you said it, and we talk about this here all the time, is when you said that sounded kind of cocky, when you're like, oh, I'll beat you to 200K. I'm going to stop on that, because that's not cocky, that's confident. And we talked to our 17-year-old who is a motocross racer. He has really big goals. He wants to go pro, and that's his goal, and then a lot of times you hear people like, well, is that really possible? How likely is that? I'm like, it's likely enough if he puts in the work, and so for him to say, I'm working on going pro, my goal is going pro, that is not cocky. Now, if he's like, I'm better than the pros, well, that's cocky, so we talk about that all the time. cocky, not confident, or sorry, confident, not cocky when you have big goals. And so kind of talk on that, like what that looks like, because I do feel like a lot of times people come into this industry, come into this business, and I'm very confident. I'm confident because I know what the product has done for me. I'm confident. I was confident in the company before I was even talking about the business, just because it's free to join, because I didn't have to like, oh, well, you can only be a promoter if you spend XYZ, because I could only spend $200 when I came into this business. And that's what I bought, I quickly ordered more product, but it wasn't a, well, you have to do this or you need to do this. It was, hey, you just need to get this product in your body. So I was confident in the fact of the company was already not pressuring me, and then confident in what the product had done in just a few short days. So leading with confidence, people say, well, I don't want to upset anybody, or I don't want to be that girl on social media. I'm like, I'm the girl that's changing people's lives. Like that's, so talk on that confidence.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm actually glad you came back to that, and I'm getting an opportunity to do that. So, I want to say this, I look at it and I want to tell you guys, if you break it down to layman's terms, like if you go to school, you go through the different grade levels, and then you go to middle school, then you go to high school. It's like a stepping stone. Just like if you apply for a job, you might be hired on as an employee. If you want to get another raise, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like a stepping stone to grow up in that company. Just like if you become a nurse, all right. A lot of people start, they graduate school, they become a CNA, an aide first, and then maybe they'll go to LPN school, then they'll do an RN, then they'll do their BSN, MSN, nurse practitioner, whatever, right? Their doctorate. So the same thing goes with this business. I mean, honestly, I kind of have always come into my first business that way. And then when I came into Lavelle, it was just the same. All right, if you want to earn, and I tell everybody, you guys, my customers or promoters, doesn't matter if I'm having the conversation, it's, do you want to earn this and get your product for free just by sharing, or would you like to share this product, get it for free, and make a little bit extra money? And then we determine, if they decide they want to make the extra money part, what level that means for them. Okay. So I knew that I wanted to go to the top, right? I want to go to the top, but I couldn't just like magically poof, go there. And you have to build your own confidence as other people's confidence. So I knew in order for me to get to where I wanted to get to, I had to help a lot of people. So it was the focus of, okay, at the time, VIP, first thriving for free. So every new promoter that comes in, I do the same thing, same goal for myself. And then as you hit those wins and you celebrate, you build a confidence level. And as you start to help other people win, you build a confidence level, right? And they create a confidence level within themselves. So it was creating like that roadmap. It's like, okay, the first step is let's go and thrive for free. The second step is let's go VIP 800. The third step, go VIP 1600. Okay. And then we're there, we hit our goal. But in that process, we're setting that next goal. And that next goal was, let's go 4K. How are we going to get there? We need to help a lot of people, the customers thriving for free, the promoters who wants to go VIP 800. Not everybody is going to want to build a business, you guys. So meeting people where they're at, finding that level of commitment as your promoter joins you. You might have a promoter that joins you because they want to be part of the community. They want to get their products for free. And if they make some gas money during the week, that's great. Cool. That's okay. You're going to have a lot of those people. Okay. But then you might have those people that they are really struggling and they need to make their rent this month. Well, we're going to create that roadmap of how they're going to do that. And so as you're having people come in and as you are setting that goal, now we're at 4K. All right, great. We hit that. Who wants to go 4K next? Who wants to go VIP 1600 next? Who wants to go VIP 800 next? Who wants to thrive for free next? And that's going to be, all right, 4 people. In order for me to get to my next rank, which is 12K, 4 people hitting 4K is going to get me there, right? And then the same thing with 40K. How many people? Do I have 3 people that want to go 12K? No, Mia. Okay, then 3 people going 12K and 1 person going 4K. I'm at 40K. And breaking it down, right? You're not always going to have those people that want to go 12K. So when you don't, you work with the people that want to go 4K, and maybe somebody gets to 8,000, maybe somebody else gets to 10,000. They're getting closer and closer. They are becoming more aware of what is possible. And setting those goals as we go up. Like, if you have a goal of, hey, I want to pay my car payment. I did not get my car, even though I I earned my auto bonus in 3 weeks. Or no, I lied. I earned my auto bonus in 5 days. I went 40K in 3 weeks. And I'm telling you this because I set my goals so fast. As I came in, it was like VIP 800, VIP 1600. I went 4K within 24 hours. That was a personal goal that I wanted to do and I wanted to make happen, because I actually joined on a Saturday. So I knew if I hit these certain things by Sunday night that I would hit. And you know what? I learned a valuable lesson. One of my customers switched to promoter. And even though it was the 24 hours, it didn't hit until Monday. So I actually ended up getting the payments paid out over my VIP 800 paid out that Tuesday. And then I got my VIP 1600 paid out the following week, which was a blessing. And the checks were like, holy moly, what? But I did hit it within that certain time frame. I made a boo-boo. So I didn't actually get my bonus until the next day, because I joined on a Saturday, and by Sunday midnight, I had a set goal of what I wanted to do. I talked to everybody that reached out to me. And like I said, I went live, you guys, and I'm going to tell you, live is a powerful thing. And it's very, very, now you have the opportunity to go live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these places. And what's funny about that, we have this opportunity and less people are doing it. Less people are doing it. So be the opposite of less people and do it, right? Do it. Go live and share why you're excited. But that confidence is going to build as you hit those goals. That confidence is going to build, and you have to be ready to hit that, set that next goal, because once you get there, if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to get there and you're going to go stagnant because you are not focused on helping that next person get there. So basically, as I was hitting stuff, I was setting up who wanted to hit it next, who wanted to go after it next, and then what it was that they needed. And I was digging within organizations as we built of who wanted to hit those goals. So I was working with my team. We were doing 3 ways. We were getting samples out. I was encouraging them and pouring the belief into them that I was growing as I went. So that's ultimately, honestly, the secret sauce is once you get there, helping that next person get there, finding who wants to get there next. And the more people you help win, the more you're going to win along the way. So I guess creating that ripple effect, and then just really team effort and doing everything kind of asking what goals are, what people are wanting to do, what their struggles are. That's why I put out a post last night after our team Zoom. Listen, we can't help you if we don't know how to help you. And to be honest with you guys, most people just are not consistent. Most people say they're doing stuff, but most people just post. Most people aren't following up. And the key is it takes 12 follow-ups sometimes before somebody said yes. It takes 12 times of somebody seeing something before they say yes. Think about how many times you walk into a grocery store and you see something. All right. I think about just bought my husband a Blackstone for Father's Day. Do you know how many times that man has walked past that Blackstone at Lowe's, or has seen it on TV or on TikTok or whatever? And it's like, man, I'd love to have one of those, but he didn't buy it. Why didn't he buy it? Well, he's sitting there and, well, we already have a grill. We already have, he's sitting there talking himself out of it, justifying why he doesn't need it. Same thing with this business. Okay. These products, people are going to see it. They're going to be tempted by it, but they're going to talk themselves out of it. Maybe money is tight. And if money is tight, you want to create that avenue of how they can get it for free. Maybe they've seen somebody say it doesn't work. Maybe they've tried something in their past that doesn't work. Maybe they've tried this before and it didn't work. So I am very much if you guys have watched my journey, or maybe you haven't, I was probably about 260 pounds when I joined Lavelle. And I had just lost weight because I was like going through depression. And then I started gaining weight. So even though I felt amazing, and even though my energy level, my mental clarity, my sleep was great, I actually started gaining weight. And I ended up getting up to 300 something pounds. And I remember going on Amber's leadership retreat, and it was March 2018 at this point. So I'd been in the business for a year and like 2 months. I went to Amber's leadership retreat, which I earned, and I was shocked I earned. I remember her messaging and say, "Hey, you earned a spot at my leadership retreat." And I was like, "I did? What?" And it's not like I wasn't consistent. I was. I've always been. I've gone through periods where I wasn't. But anyway, so I earned this leadership retreat. You guys, that leadership retreat, I didn't know if I was going to be able to fit it in, because that same week as her retreat, I had scheduled a local and a training in Indiana. Mind you, Amber is in Texas, and it was in Grapevine, Texas. I'm in West Virginia. The airport's in Pittsburgh. I also had scheduled not only a training one day and a local another day, I'd also signed up for a Connecticut local. Connecticut. Okay. So I remember flying out, driving to Pittsburgh, flying out. I was 300 something pounds at that point. I get to Amber's leadership retreat, and you had to walk to this Mexican restaurant. And oh my feet were the size of Texas, literally.
But
Okay.
it's the best Mexican restaurant.
It really was the best guacamole. Oh my gosh. So we walked there, and I can remember walk on that trip. I am representing a health and wellness company, and my feet were the size of Texas. And oh my gosh, this is the beginning of my trip. Like, oh my. So I only got to stay 2 days, but those 2 days were so impactful because there were other ladies at that retreat that had been where I was. And they shared their testimony and how Thrive had helped them and how good they felt. And I remember at that moment saying, that's it. I can do this. Like, I can do this. And I started, looking into how I could kind of get myself on track. And it wasn't until, and listen, I left there and went to that local, flew out, went to the local, went to the training, and then the next day flew out to Connecticut, and then flew out to Pittsburgh, and then went home. And I think I had to put my feet up for like days afterwards, because I was just, I was not taking care of myself, even though I was taking supplements every day. So every new customer and every new promoter that comes in, I stress this, and you hear Jason talk about this a lot. We are one part of the equation. We can give people premium grade nutrition. We can help them fill their nutritional gaps. But at the end of the day, if those people aren't doing what their body needs in order to meet those things, then we're only going to be able to help them so much. For them to hit the weight loss goals, specifically is why I like Elite so much, and why I can't wait for Duo. I was not doing the right things for my body. I was not focused on the water. I was not focused on small, frequent meals or higher protein. I was still eating like crap. All right. And I was expecting miracles. I think society thinks that. Or I was starving, and I wasn't fueling my body to build my metabolism. And Elite is built like that, right? Elite is, you eat those small frequent meals, you are literally powering up your body to burn the fat. You're powering up your metabolism. And that is why people are tired if they eat like crap. And that is why people are, taking naps in the middle of the afternoon, or feeling more hungry, because they're giving their body stuff that is literally burning so fast that they're not actually fueling it. So we want to be burning, the right stuff, basically. Instead of burning just our energy, we want to be burning fat and our metabolism actually working the way it was. So I really am focused since then. So Amber, thank you for having that leadership retreat, because it changed my life, and it changed my mindset. And from that point forward, I started the steps. It wasn't overnight. It took me a whole nother year and a half later, before I finally got on the right track. And I remember going to Punta Cana, in March of 2019, coming home, and it was like that was when my life started to change. I went on that trip, the biggest I'd ever been, miserable. I remember having to ride the boat back because, oh my gosh, it was shaky on that water and I was getting like seasick. I was miserable, right? So like I anybody, any shape, any size, any athletic level, can represent this business and share their journey authentically, and share how these products can change our lives, how we're filling our nutritional gaps, how we are fueling our body and learning. I literally have to thank Thrive because of the lifestyle. Let me say that again. The lifestyle that they represent. They don't put it out there that, hey, you've got to do this and this is the magic solution or the magic pill. This is the lifestyle we encourage you to live. We encourage you to take care of your body, move your body, drink plenty of water, fuel it with the good stuff. They don't say, hey, you do this and you're going to lose all this weight. No, they teach the lifestyle, right? So anyways, that's a long way to your answer. It's basically building, setting new goals. That goal of 200K, it didn't happen without setting the goal of VIPs, 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K. And as I'm setting each of those goals, having my team break down who's going to go along that journey with me. Same thing with my customers, same thing with my team's customers, same thing with every sample, making sure that we are helping those people share it with their friends and family so that they can help. It's all about helping the next person get what they want.
Well, and I love that because, okay, so I'm going to back up. I like write things down when I hear them and I'm like, okay, we're coming back to this. So we'll hit on samples at the end, but on the conversation, about how many reach outs and multiple touches. And just like you said about the Blackstone. So guys, remember, because this is what happens is people think, well, I don't want to keep bothering them. I don't want to keep posting the same thing on Facebook. And I don't want to but here's the thing. Walmart, Target, Coca-Cola, Gatorade, they run commercials. They put ads in the newspaper. They have a social media outlet. You see them multiple ways, multiple times. Okay. And they don't ever feel bad about sharing the athlete drinking the Gatorade. I'm like, hey, we have thirst. But what happens is people don't necessarily maybe, oh, I saw that at the store, but I didn't need it that day. I saw that, but I couldn't afford it that day. I saw that, but I just don't have time to deal with that today. Right. Like you just never know until the day that it's like, man, I really need to buy this. And now I'm purposely going to buy this. So same with our product. People don't know the amount of energy they need yet, or they're looking at it and they're looking at your product and their kid drops the gallon of milk in the kitchen. Well, now they got to go clean up the milk and they're not thinking about your product until next week. It's just, you never know when the right time is. Also, for those of you that have been doing this for a little bit, I have people that were teenagers when I started. They're now mamas. They're tired. Their patience, their ability to focus on one thing at a time is out the door. Now they need what I have. They didn't need what I had when they were 16. They need what I have now. There are people that have gained weight over the past 9 years. Yep. They didn't need weight loss. They didn't need this. Now they need it. Now elite, the more I share elite, the more I share people changing not only their eating habits, their exercise habits, but adding in their premium core nutrition in the 3 steps, what those pictures, what that looks like. Now they're like, man, when you started doing this, I didn't need what you had. I need it now.
I'm glad that you're saying this because I'm going to go on that here in a second.
But that is like, yeah, let's kind of just talk about that because that's the thing is a lot of people will come back and say, oh, well, all my friends say they don't need energy. All my friends say they don't need that. Like, I continue to live out loud what this product has done over the years. I continue to live out loud the fact that my favorite part of this product is still mental clarity. The fact that I still take this product because I used to be crying in my closet 5 of the 7 nights out of the week. I don't know the last time I cried in my closet. Like, I share the fact that I sleep all night long. I don't see the clock 4 and 5 times a night anymore. I share all the different things randomly in different posts, and people will pick up on that, right? Oh, I need sleep. Oh, you know what? Weirdest thing, I just started not sleeping. Like, right? Like, so you just never know what. So you change it up. You shuffle your deck.
Yes, I want to touch on that. Okay, so you guys, people, when I first started in this industry in 2013, anything I put out there, and I think that you actually hit something very, very, you said something and it sparked me wanting to say this. So I'm going to just say it. I think a lot of people are hesitant to put it out there because they don't want to be that person that is spamming their social media. Now, listen, when I first started posting in 2013, it was, oh, you're doing one of those pyramid scheme things. Okay. Like, you got that a lot. Now, things have very drastically changed over the last 10 years. And now people are used to affiliate market. People are used to people sharing stuff. If not now more than ever, you have the opportunity for people to feel accepted about joining a network marketing company, feel accepted by their peers by doing it. They're not just shunned by their peers. Now, with that said, if you treat it not so serious and that it's what it is, you're not going to grow yourself because people are not going to think you're serious about what it is you're doing. Okay. I treat this business, this is my baby. Okay. And somewhere along the lines, I had questioned that. Now, even with the level of things I've accomplished, I have had periods of time where I have felt beat down. I haven't posted, I haven't shared, because you will see different people along the way kind of going different directions or make you question things. I know today, just as much as the day that I joined, I have the exact same opportunity, if not more, to help people accomplish all the things I've already talked about today. The product has only improved. We have only had more to offer. We have only had more, opportunities for people. The product itself, we've expanded like gigantically. My team is like a bazillion times bigger now than obviously the day that I joined. There have been people that have come, there are people that have gone, right? The fact is that's going to be life. All right. That's going to be life. There's always going to be people that decide at their job, their career, that they want to do this or they want to do that, or they need something different. Right. But I'm going to tell you, for me, anytime that I have a question of what Thrive is doing for me, I take a couple of days and I don't take it. And then I regret it along those couple of days. And I quickly remember my excitement. And then it's like, oh, everybody needs to thrive because I remember why the heck I did this in the first place, right? And probably my biggest stint of not having it in my system is when I had my surgery in 2019. I wasn't able to take it for the first couple weeks. I wasn't able to take it a couple days leading up to my surgery. So it was like my day one of actually being allowed to take my capsules again was like, holy moly. And while I couldn't take my capsules, I still did my lifestyle mix. And I did my black label at the time. I'm doing the elite right now. But I want to make sure people understand it doesn't matter if you have been you disappeared, you haven't been really working your business, everybody on your team has kind of disappeared, all your customers disappeared. Doesn't matter. You can start again today. All right. You can restart today and share why you started to begin with, what you're feeling like, and so forth. I want to address a very, very, very important question that was asked over here. Do I give my samples away or do I make people pay for it? That is a little bit of a charged question, and I'm going to tell you why. I put value on if I give something away, there's always value on it that they have to do certain stuff. Okay. So they need to make sure they have their free customer account. Are they willing to share this? Are they going to want to place an order? If they love this sample, are they going to be willing to share their referral link? So if I give a sample away, and I do utilize sampling, like I just signed an elite experience, okay, with somebody that had previously bought a classic sample. I reached out and I offered, because knowing that, hey, she loved it, but she didn't actually order. I did offer, because not everybody says yes that you're going to offer to stuff, right? I did offer an elite experience to a certain number of my customers that had tried the classic experience, bought a sample, and so forth, because they had it. If they were willing to place an order and they loved their elite sample, they were willing to share their experience. Yeah, I sent out an elite sample and I just signed a customer because of that, right? I also, so there is the funnel, right? So you want to get them as a free customer, you want to put them in a three-way, or, and I don't put everybody in a three-way. There's not necessarily a need for that. But if somebody has questions or they need a story, something that's relatable that you can't really, have experience with, it's never going to hurt to put somebody in a three-way, especially a promoter, or somebody that isn't sure how they can make it work. And those are kind of like their objections. Somebody that has actually made it work in that way, or grown their business and kind of like had 20 million kids. I have the Brady Bunch, I went from having 2 kids to the Brady Bunch. Over the course of the time I've been part of Lavelle, my life has drastically changed. I always do the funnel, even though I might not always put somebody in a three-way. I always they're creating a customer account. If they order the product, we always or if they order and pay for their sample, we always have a game plan. Are they willing to share, their experience? I want them thriving for free. Every person that creates a free customer account with me, I want to aim for them to thrive for free. So some of those people are going to order, some of those people are going to sample, some of those people are going to try it. A lot of times it's hard if they create a free customer account if they've never tried the product. So if they are in exchange willing to share, then yes, I will give it away occasionally for free. If not, I will heavily discount, or I will do a promo where I make people create a free customer account, tag a friend, those friends create their account, share my post, like my post. They're willing to share my post on their page. I want to, the biggest thing is that if I give something away for free, it's not actually for free, right? They're still expanding my network and expanding my reach of letting people know what this product can do for them. So I don't just give it out. But occasionally, yes, I will do a sample for somebody that doesn't pay for it, but they've created an account. They've agreed to sharing their experience when it comes. I might tag them when I mail it out, or they may tag me when they know that it's coming in the mail, or the day that it comes in the mail, like how excited they are to feel X, Y, and Z. And I have them mark the spots that they are excited about, like the energy, just feeling like, amazing, the mental clarity, the stuff that they're looking forward to mostly. And you're only going to get so much out of a sample, you guys. So you have to remember the sample is to teach people the simplicity of it, to give them kind of a taste of what it is that's coming. That's like that elite experience. The lady that ordered as an elite, she ordered the elite experience, like the 30 days. Her experience trial actually arrived the day before. She had just messaged me, hey, I think I'm just going to go ahead and order the experience, like the whole 30 days. Great. I looked and her experience came that day. Well, she just signed up though. So it was like that experience came, she got a chance to kind of try it in the process. And a lot of times, you guys, by day 3 of that trial, people don't want to go a day without it. They're like, heck yeah. But people are also, I set expectations of what they're going to feel. I was a day 1 thriver. I was very, very lucky. Not everybody is going to be living the same lifestyle
Do
and
not lead
feel
with
that.
that.
Yes, do not lead what you are going to feel like I felt. Okay.
Mhm.
I was lucky, but a lot of people that haven't been taking care of themselves, that haven't been taking supplements, they may not feel it. They may be tired. They may go through, and I hate to use this word, and I'm not going to say that this is what this does, but they might go through a level of detox their body just because of the way they were taking care of it. Okay. So my ex-husband ate terribly. He ate terribly. And so he didn't start feeling this product until like day 7 through 10. It was like, why are you doing this? Remember me saying about being tired? Like he was so tired. He was like, I can't believe you're bouncing off the walls. Like I feel like crap. But by like day 7 and day 10, he was ready to sign up at the gym. He was like, oh, I get it, you know? And so make sure you guys are putting people in the funnel system. And by some funnel, I mean, okay, you're creating your follow-up, right? You are getting them their free customer account. You are getting them to share. You are having them share this so that you are getting referrals and you are helping them thrive for free. You have them like the Lavelle fan page. You know, there are stories. There used to be a lot more stories. If you haven't sent your testimony in for a long time to Lavelle, please send it in, because that is what fuels the stories. Okay. That's what fuels the stories. But, you know, you can do a live event. Lavelle has live events every week. You can always invite somebody to that. I know we have different leaders on our team that do that. Post and tag the day the sample comes. Post and tag you when they're, you know, they're actually mixing their stuff up in the morning or doing it or whatever. And then, yes, a 3-way to help you close, or take a screenshot of the conversation that you're having with that person and send it to one of your uplines. Send it to a sideline. Say, hey, how can I kind of navigate this? I'm not really sure how to close this or how to get that person to go ahead and order. And one of the best follow-up tips I can tell you guys is ask in the middle of the conversation, when do you think you're going to be wanting to get this ordered? When do you think, what do you think needs to happen in order for you to be able to do this, right? So find out what the objections are and then create a game plan for your follow-up. So I always ask people, you know, when do you think you're going to want to go ahead and place this? And a lot of times I'll be like, oh, in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I put them on my calendar. And then when I follow up with them, hey, it's Amanda, just checking in on you. Wanted to see how you were feeling, if you were wanting to go ahead and get started. And sometimes my follow-up doesn't look like that. Sometimes my follow-up is we don't have a game plan. They're not really sure if they want to order. It's just me checking up on them. And maybe I'm complimenting them or creating conversation with them. And it's not just to close the sale, you guys. It's because I'm creating relationships along the way. There was something else. Oh, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about posting your business. Okay. Don't feel bad. You are aiming, if your goal is to help people, don't feel bad about what you're doing. Different people have different jobs, different occupations. People are trying to be home with their kids. I have zero regrets about sharing this industry, and especially Lavelle, because it has literally given me the last decade of memories with my children. I have been present. I have had every summer and every holiday where I have made memories with them. I have been able to be there when I would have been at work, when I worked every weekend and every holiday. You're living this life for you and your family. Quit caring what anybody else has to say. If somebody truly loves you and supports you, and I'm not saying this, you guys, as in, oh yeah, I'm better than you and I'm going to make my business and make all this money. No, 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 no. This business in this industry is about helping people, right? If what I have isn't for them, that's okay. All right. That's okay. But my mission is to get to the people that need this and that I can help and that we can do this journey together. All right, Amber, I'm going to shut up.
Well, I totally feel like now we need a whole new sample
Ooh,
training video.
I got to
So
say this. I got to say this. Hold on.
uh,
I'm sorry. But if I don't say it, I'll forget. You guys reach out to people that ordered in 2017, 2018, 2019. If you've been around for a while, I have a customer that is ordering and she is actually flipping to promoter. That was in 2018. January of 2018 is when she signed up and she is getting started now. So follow up with those people. All right, Amber, I'm done now.
awesome. Awesome. Yes. Okay. So we are straight up noon. We're going to wrap this up. So much goodness in here, but yes, I'm going to get on that maybe as soon as we get back from the Cabo leader retreat. I'll get on grabbing a few other leaders as well as Amanda, and we'll plan a sample Zoom and get that updated now with all the things that we have available to us, Lavelle, with the invite feature and sending sample mail outs and our own product and all the things. So we will get that going. Amanda, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Guys, thanks so much. Have a fabulous Tuesday. It's payday. Bye-bye.